Welcome to the Queensland Racing Preview. I'm your host, Nick Heathcote. I'm joined by Shane Shirlio, a.k.a. MJ, a.k.a. Curls. Looking race fit there, Curls. The PT work?
Yeah, you can see that, mate. It's looking good. The black T-shirt's always flattering. T-shirt weather today, mate. No hat. I've had a buzz cut. T-shirt on. Weather's fine. Track's good. It's just warming up in Queensland.
A black T-shirt and a shaved head probably drops about 10 kilos. So
I reckon.
It's a pearl I've used for quite some time now. I'm approaching middle age. Now the weather looks absolutely sensational. You're right. There's no rain and there's minimal wind on Saturday. So, what a day at Doomben. I reckon I'd give my left to be up there betting with you and being on track and having a couple of quiet jars with Anastasia.
Yeah, it's I'm not sure when we'll see Victorians again, but it's a sad state of affairs down there. Hopefully soon for you guys.
Yeah, fingers crossed we can get out by next year sometime. But yeah, it's looking grim on the run into December, that's for sure. Now the rails 2 at Doomben. We're going to skip into race 4. We'll do the market first. Run for Glory 280. Astro Boy Toy, similar quote. $5 See Me Exceed. Last Chance $11. Tycoon Street 18. Shinjin 21, and the rest are better. How did you see the speed map playing out here, Curls?
Interesting race. Just bring up my map for this race because I had it on the wrong race. Sorry.
Runningform.com.au speed map.
Indeed. Let's have a look here. Shijin. Look, it's got a nice. It's got a pretty solid figure at this trip when leading. Morrissey Stable's been pretty deadly lately. It pulled off a nice winner last Saturday, very well supported. No weight here with 51 kgs after the claim for Matty Wishart, so I expect this thing handle bars down, which is its normal running pattern anyway. But yeah, look, I think this thing will lead. Probably means Astro Toy Boy will have to go forward from its gate, sort of maybe behind, outside the leader. Then you got Shark when drawn gate 1, which has got enough speed to hold a spot. So I think this, with Shijin's pattern, and depending on how the track's looking for the day, how the track plays, especially on a firm surface, obviously they all go up good 4s. We get a firm surface on a drying day. So Doomben's always hard to make ground when the track's firming throughout the day. So Run for Glory and See Me Exceed, a couple of horses that we have had success with recently on the punt. They sort of settle 4th, 5th, 6th in a striking position. So that's how I've sort of got these mapped at this stage.
How do you think Ben Thompson has settled into Queensland? Jockey.
Well, I don't know whether you can operate at your highest level if the love of your life is 1,600 kilometres away. So obviously it's been well documented that the young fella's moved up to be closer to his... Are they engaged? I'm not sure whether they're engaged or not. They might be. Steph Thornton is his partner. So I think now that they're sort of probably back living together and he's probably feeling a bit better mentally and physically probably. So, yeah, look, I think he showed... he rode a winner for Robbie Heathcote Wednesday. He showed good timing. He's obviously got a good seat. He's got good hands. So, yeah, look, I think he settled in pretty well. Not unexpected either, to be honest. So, yeah, I think, he'll get his fair share of decent rides. Obviously, he rides at 54 kilos here, which, he should be able to get on the right horses, right, being able to ride at that weight. So, he's certainly a leading chance here. You wouldn't be penalising a horse's winning chances with him on it, that's for sure.
Yeah. So, final thoughts?
Look, I thought that obviously his tempo will be important here to sort of work out who can get over the top late. Astro Toy Boy I can probably seeing it sort of doing a fair bit of work here in the run if it does have to sit outside Shijin, and I think that's going to set it up, for a horse like See Me Exceed, or I think it's got a little bit of upside. It brings a little bit different form line through here, and Yeah, tempo related. I sort of like the map for See Me Exceed, and I think it's a chance to get over the top of him. Run for Glory was good enough, winning last start. Look, arguably, I think the second horse, I'm just double checking here, the second horse was a bit stiff in that race. I think it's run second. Flying Machine, has come out and run well since as well. So there's a little bit of form behind Run for Glory. It did get the map favours that day when it won, and it probably gets similar map favours here as well. So you can't sort of discount it because of the map. The horse was Get Your Grey On in that race of Costas. It was probably a little bit stiff and probably should have won the race. And Run for Glory did get every chance in the run, in there. So it could have arguably, got beat. And just for that reason, I'm sort of leaning to See Me Exceed.
It's always heart in the mouth stuff with Dale Smith, but hopefully that big price affinity kicks back in from his Victorian days. He used to ride a couple of winners out at Sale and Pakenham and those sort of places.
Yeah.
So
sometimes, you just got the right horse with the right map and they just need to sit on them. And I'm sort of hoping that this is one of those.
Perfect storm type scenario. Okay, let's skip across to a race that you're more confident in Doomben at race 6, 1,200 metre event. We've got Malahide from the Ninja Yard, Michael Costa, $2.50, Star Reflection $5.50, Jardin Rouge $6, Epic Girl $6, The Great Bumbino $12, Spirit's Choice $13, and Moonshine Lady $14. Oof, there's a couple of names that sort of haunt us there in this field, isn't it?
Yeah, there is. Well, Spirit's Choice. Do we talk about her every start? I'm pretty sure I do. There's some kind of love affair there.
It's sort of like Skate to Paris. We talk about Skate to Paris every time on this show, Kiss Your Kano on this show, and this is another one. It's just, I'm getting dizzy. I don't know about you. She's
going to win one day, and it's going to completely, blow me out of the water. Running out
sort of like Eureka Street for Dicko. It's a similar type scenario, isn't it?
Well, they got paid yesterday. I don't know whether we get paid here, but look, I'm adamant that if this horse can jump, it can win. Been saying it for how long? Saw it again on its last start. It's missed away, and its sectionals were very strong. Just Dawn won the race in emphatic fashion, and I just like to see this horse begin. I know it's only a field of, what have we got, 7 left after the scratching, but there's good, there's Epic Girl, The Great Boombino, Moonshine Lady is another one if she jumps, Spirit's Choice if she jumps. There's going to be a good amount of speed here, and I think a few of these are going to be gasping for air at the 200. Obviously, sort of anticipate here that Malahide probably gets the best run on the map. Jardin Rouge is another one that'll get back and run on.
Yeah.
Star Reflection is another one. Those couple of horses, those Star Reflection and Jardin Rouge in particular, their career bests are at 1,200. Malahide's career best is at 1,200, and Spirit's Choice career best 1,200. So you've got a few horses there like Star Reflection, Jardin Rouge, and Malahide, who's going to get the tempo for this. After good tempo and a good setup to run a really good figure here. Look, Malahide's been pretty impressive with its couple of trials. Obviously with a smaller field here, it shouldn't be too far off them. It's going to get tempo to suit. We should know how dynamite leaders this track could become, by race 6 as well. So we'll get a better indication there. It's probably why I don't really want to dive in at the price just yet. If they've already taken, I think it went up $3 odd yesterday, and that was quickly taken down to that current quote of $2.30. If we do get a dynamite leaders track, well, you'll get a better price than $2.30 on the day. So, obviously, it's a horse that going forward, it's got a good preparation ahead of it based on its trials. The Great Boombino, Epic Girl, Moonshine Lady, they're the 3 that I think will be on speed and gasping for air late. Spirit's Choice is a one for the in-play teams. If it begins with them, you'd be having something with the weight and just, you can let rip. from what we saw last start. But again, you could be beaten once the gates open. If she misses away a length again, well, she can't win. So likely. So like I think the market's shows it's a pretty tight race. You got Malahide favourite, and then you got those 3 horses at $5. So we'll see what the track tosses up early days before we go diving in any of those shorties. That's for sure.
Yeah, I've got notes from all the way back in January in my puntingform.com.au database. It's got a lot of capital letters in it. It says it was very good in that class. Last start Malahide, and it just in big bold letters it just said follow anything easier. So it was a big run. So make sure you do your replays and check that one out. And 3 trials from the Mick Costa yard makes me think there's some intent there. But that's a big part of punting, isn't it? Just because the market price is there and it's been sort of crunched. When to bet is very important. And again, there's no rush to bet whatsoever up until race 6. And it was a great example last week at Caulfield. A horse like Rubisaki, corporate bookmakers put up the prices and they put up 260 early. The way the Caulfield track played last week, it was always going to drift. You could get 340. The horse failed anyway. Yeah. But if you want to back these back markers, there's absolutely no need to steam in. And why bet into 126% market or 130% market when you've got 100% markets on Betfair with the commission in there, a couple of percent back out the other way? It's just lunacy to dive in early, isn't it? Sometimes you can snip them, but yeah.
And certain tracks too, I think. You mentioned Caulfield. Can toss up not necessarily a bias, but certainly a pattern. And Doomben's a great one for it. Particularly, and we've seen it with Eagle Farm last week. They retrospectively downgraded to a good 3. It was clearly firmer than that from race 1. I think the first 3 races broke race records, and Kisakano ran a track record. I know we've had 4 Eagle Farm tracks in 5 years, but it's still unbelievable time. So you need to be very mindful. I'm not blaming the track at all for what happened in the last either. I just want to just throw that in there. But
you know what? When you actually say it, like how many tracks they've had, it's so comical that you just got to laugh. What
else do you do? What I mean? We've got data that shows this horse ran on a good 3 at Eagle Farm. The stewards say it's a good 3. So you're happy to have something small on those horses at a big price because you anticipate they're handling the track. And then you speak to participants after the race, and they said it's like running on bitumen. Once they cut that top off the track, it's not a good 2, it's not a good 3. It's just rock
fast.
And we saw big margins again last week at Eagle Farm, where horses just not letting down, and a number of horses pulling up, jarred up, and saw that will be 3 weeks between runs because of it and that sort of thing. So Doomben much more reliable surface, but we have seen historically that as this track firms up during the day, obviously the curators do what they have to do to meet their KPIs, and that's to produce a good 4 track in the morning.
Yep.
But we know that we'll be racing on a firmer surface as the days warm up. So just got to be mindful of that. Historically, Doomben will play, hard. Fast horses run fast on fast ground. So hard to make ground on those sorts of tracks. But we'll see. You've got to monitor the day as it goes on.
I think there was a story in the Courier Mail about 3 weeks ago about water restrictions. Surely they're putting enough water on the track. That's a long bow, but Anastasia's in charge up there, and people aren't allowed over the border. So turning taps off just seems to be a layup. If they can close the borders, if they want to turn the taps off or stop watering the tracks, that's an easy thing. You could even borrow some of ours up here, because there's a big watering policy down here that turned some of our tracks into sludge. Maybe we could do a bit of a water sharing thing. We could just get a big pipe, but the problem might be people might get in the pipe and swim to Queensland.
Well, there's been some wild stories get around about how people are trying to get out of Queensland. I wouldn't be surprised if they're trying to swim against the tide to get out of Victoria. Swimming upstream. Yeah. I'm certainly not making a joke of it. It is a shit situation down there, but we've had our issues with people that have visited Victoria illegally and snuck back into the state. So we want to keep it out, so we can keep racing and keep betting.
Your best shorty last week was Desert Lord. It went past them like that. It was stuck to the fences. Do you think the horse is thriving up there, or is it just simply a matter of Sydney horses are better than that lot? And was that just a weighted moral, as we alluded to on the show?
Well, I just had the DVD polished, didn't it? Do you remember polishing the DVDs? You're old enough to remember that. You get a little scratch in your CD or your DVD. You had to get this little bit of thing and to rub this little ointment on.
Yeah, the little spray thing that you get. It's like the stuff that you put on your glasses. Or that blue. I think there was a texture too that you could put on it.
Yeah, there was. The DVD polish. Look, I don't know, because it's interesting. We had that horse at Gerald Ryan's come up here a couple of weeks ago when it was looking for a firm track.
Oh, yeah, and failed.
And it failed dismally. But these horses, the ex-New South Wales horses, mainly the ones that DVD backs too. Mainly. If
we can get to Queensland by Magic Means time, it'd be good to just do a couple of live Queensland previews with you, Curls. I might pack up the family and come up for a couple of weeks, but maybe half of Victoria's going to be there, so I don't know where I'll be staying. But fingers crossed we can get there for Magic Means. All right, we'll stop dribbling. What's your best at Doomben this Saturday?
Well, we normally toss up a shorty here and there, don't we? I've discussed David Van Dyke's stats on first up and second up runners, so it'll be interesting to see. He's got a shorty in race 1, Golden Mean. I just think it's just a horse, Golden Mean. I'm no rap for the horse at all. It is second up and it is DVD, so it probably wins. But no spoil at the price. He's got another runner there that's Short Cloak. It's had 3 runs back from a spell. It's last seen on 8th of August, so it is a month.
Looks like a good cloak. There's not many good cloaks.
They wore the wrong colours. They wore black and white stripes. Look, it's another one that I think's it has had a month off, but it has had a trial in between. So it's another DVD runner that you don't want to be against. Probably the best one, probably the horse to beat is in race. It's another shorty, but I think it'd be hard to beat. Is Matty Rocks. Waller's got a couple of runners in that race, and I think it's the pick of them. So there's it's a pretty small card. There's pretty small fields on Saturday. So we'll be fronted with a few short price favourites. So I suppose the key will be to try and find which one to avoid and which one to back until your nose bleeds.
I think one of the most beautiful things that I've seen develop over COVID is your love for the Waller Yard. It warms my heart.
Well, up until yesterday, I thought I had a good handle on it. Our man and friend of the show, Dollars Dittman. We unloaded on him yesterday on Starla, and it didn't quite go to plan. He sort of got planted 3 deep in the middle stages and eventually had to work forward and still looked a winner. And Ben Robinson's horse on the inside sort of kicked back and won, and I thought the fence was dead by this time of the day. And he was on the hard fence, kicked back and won. And I think Robbo's been training for 8 years, and that was his first winner on a metropolitan track. So you couldn't begrudge him winning one, as getting one over Chris Waller. But anyway, our strike rate sort of had a little bump in the road yesterday, but I'm sure we'll bounce back.
No doubt. You got 4 meetings on Saturday. I don't know how you do it. Another little 9 or 10-hour set. You are a machine when it comes to punting. So Curls' best bet to summarise is Doomben Race 3, number 7, Matty Rocks. It's very, very short. So tread carefully with these favourites and head to the mailbag if you want Curly to hold your hand, really, and want all these sets. So we'll catch you next week, Curls. Hey?
Yeah, big Saturday. Well, I've done the form for the Metro card, fair bit of that. But I'll do Gatton and Toowoomba will sort of come from the yard. So I've got a double header there. The first at about 11 o'clock about midday at Gatton, and then the last at Toowoomba at 8:45 p.m. So I'm doing a big double header. Should be fun.
Hunting machine. That's why you're getting the PT in so you can go the distance.
Exactly.
All right. Good luck with the Gold Coast trials that you need to catch up on, and I'll catch you next week. Happy punting.
Thank you.
Pardon?
Only 25 trials to catch up on from Tuesday.
That'll take you 5 minutes.
Yeah.
See you, buddy. Good luck.
Thanks, mate.